Because I said, oh, hello. Back it up, buddy. Thank you. Okay. So, because he looked at me and he was like, he knows you're a good pack leader, but he just didn't know what to do with that other dog. And he said, I've been in the middle of a dog fight. He goes, I don't ever want to go through that again. And he saw one of his buddies get laid out by another dog. So that's kind of why I jumped into the situation.
I knew you were reading something more than...
Yeah. And so he's asking, are you keeping him? I said, as far as I know. And he goes, well, I don't know what I can do to provide for you, because he's kind of like someone with PTSD.
Yes, he does.
He's really shell-shocked. Have you tried any rescue remedy, any Bach flowers for him at all? Okay.
Just left him alone.
Are you familiar with
I am.
rescue? Okay.
I just left him alone and let you know. You know, he's traumatized. I'm adopting you. You're not going anywhere.
Okay, so the rescue is always good. God forbid there's a serious incident. You'll get that. But I think the two I would pick for him would be Bach flower olive, OLIVE, and the olive is mentally and physically exhausted because he's still kind of in grief.
Yeah, he is.
And then the other one I would pick for him is Bach flower agrimony.
Yes.
Because he said, I wasn't a bold dog before. I was like, let's just get along to get along kind of thing. But now he said, I feel so weak. And that's really what the other dog was picking up on. And, you know, it's his place. I get it, but still.
Oh, no, I saw the energy right away.
Okay, so, hi, you. Yes, you're being a lot nicer. Thank you. Okay, so those two I think would help him. And Crabapple, the last one, says dealing with a long-term illness, but I would put him in the category of a long-term illness. So, yeah. So, okay. So, because I asked him things like, you know, what do you like to eat? He goes, whatever. You know, where do you like to go? I don't care. He just doesn't know what he can contribute. Because initially he said I was kind of a guard dog for a situation. And he said I was like where people would have storage units kind of thing. And he said that's kind of what I did at night. I would patrol and stuff. He said I didn't really have interaction with people very much. They wanted him to do that. So, and then he said he broke away. And I just see him running down blocks and blocks and blocks and not knowing where he was going. So is that how you ended up getting him?
He was astray. He had escaped.
So, I think once the other dog got attacked and laid out, and he said, I knew the dogs that did it. It wasn't like, oh, a dog got loose or it was coyotes. He said, we didn't like these two dogs. They were bad to begin with. He said, I always stepped in front of my buddy. And finally, he said, my buddy made the mistake of shrieking. And he said, that was just it. I mean, it was carnage. It was bad.
Oh.
And whoever came up the next day was just like, oh, well, you know, they didn't say to him, why didn't you? He goes, oh, that was awful. Okay, and that's obviously why he has the fly strikes and all that. Okay, so what are you doing diet-wise for him? What kind of food is he on?
Right now, he's on Natural Balance.
Okay, good.
No, I'm a real, yeah, he's going to go on, now that I own him,
Right.
He's going to go on.
He's just curious.
Yeah, he's not bad. I can read his energy
Okay,
too.
so is it like a beef base
Oh.
or chicken base? Or?
It's chicken-based.
Okay, good. Okay.
It's a wholesome sport mix.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, good dog food. He'll
Because
be
definitely
transferred
his
to that.
mom was the shepherd side of that cocktail, so they don't do well with like different types of lamb or things like that. So.
No, and he's pure, isn't he?
Yeah. But as far as like best protein for them, like beef is hard for them to break down just in general, and lamb is not something they should get. So he said he didn't understand the prong collar, but he likes it now. He
They
said,
all don't.
He said I just never had a collar on me to begin with. That kind of thing. So, and has never really been around a lady before. So he's like mostly dudes. So I said, okay. So like the first time he went to hug him, he was like, oh, okay. It feels nice, but I've never had anybody do it. So he's like, so I'm not a weirdo, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh God, no.
I said, you're just a little different. It is. It's okay. So. All right, so what happens with the holidays now? Do you go away? Are you going to have people over?
I have dogs come in.
Okay, got it. Okay.
He's wonderful with the other
Yeah, because
dogs.
thankfully he is a dog's dog. Now you know.
Yes, he is. That's why another reason why I'm keeping him is because he's great for my pack and my business.
Good. Yeah. So and he's like, Aspen, okay. I think someone called him Buddy or something like that, but he said, I don't need to be attached to that name. So. Okay, let's see. Other things I can ask him for. I'm sorry?
He marks in the house.
Oh.
He's got to stop that.
You might have to
It's
put a
insecure.
belly band on him, for a little while. Because
Tell him to
he said,
stop.
Honey, if I was that good, do you think I'd be working this hard? I would have pulled up with George Clooney massaging my feet and not get out of the car, okay? That's obviously not happening. It's just because he lived outside for all of his life. So he's like, So if you have to put a belly band on, I think he would be embarrassed enough for a little while. He'd probably stop it, you know. But it's not done with any intention. It's just like a pee or a pee or a pee. Okay.
He's marking, really.
Right. But it's unconscious. It's not done with like, I'm telling everyone this is my place. I'm not claiming it. It's just like, oh, did I? It's like someone picking up a cigarette. I've smoked 3 packs a day, so what's going to stop me from doing that? So maybe maybe you just take the rope from your robe and just tie it around him. And he's like, why do I have to wear this? Oh, okay.
Because he has a dog door, and he goes in and out.
Yeah. But again, it's not a conscious thought in his head at all. It's just,
I do it.
yeah. It wasn't even because some other dog marked there. Again, it's just like, well, that's what I would do is I would pee outside anywhere. So oh my heavens. So because shepherds end up getting so attached to their people, which is one of their benefits, if he has to stay outside because he's marking in the house, well, then he would probably learn a lot quicker. But when we had a dog we adopted, that's what Beatrice said, because she had shepherds. She's like, go in my bedroom, and she's like, get my rope and bring the sash out here. And she just wrapped around, and he was like, okay, I'm not. He was so embarrassed.
That might work, yeah. Because it's never when I'm around.
Right.
The other dog I have at the house, I have another German Shepherd.
What's the other one's name?
Lenny.
He said, well, he gave me the riot act when I got there, and he said, dude, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know where I'm going, because he didn't come in with any kind of dominant energy. Lenny's like, okay, the line form's back here.
Yes.
And he said, and Lenny's been the pee police. He's called me out on it. Lenny's like, that's not allowed. He goes, I forgot. You know, he's like, I don't know what to do about that. So,
what is
so maybe like when you're gone, maybe he sits out in a kennel run, or he sits outside or something. Like, you know, I mean, that may have to be the compromise for a while, because it's just going to keep happening. He has to know that being inside is a privilege, not something that's automatic. But again, I don't get this determined like, I'm going to do, it's none of that.
Just very sweet.
Yeah.
He's a very sweet soul.
Yeah. And the only thing is, thank God you are a good pack leader, because if you hadn't been, if he hears another dog fight, he's going to go off.
Attack or not?
Get scared and just like want to bury himself somewhere. It's like get under.
Yes. You know. Yes, I see that of him.
So as did you see when I was doing the tapping with Vinny a little bit? I was doing the tapping. Okay, it's called emotional freedom technique. Well, T-touch is great for the mouth, but the tapping is where you tap on a bone and it produces endorphins. So if he starts like shutting down, you can just start tapping him just very quickly. You can go back and forth, or you can just do a hyper tap, and you do it like 15 to 20 times, and then you just wait, and they kind of just get this glaze, and the endorphins come up, and they realize whatever that was is going to produce that same relaxation. So you could do that with him. That would help.
A separation anxiety?
Well, again, because he had that other dog, but he said your dog is kind of cute, but he's like, you get into trouble, you're on your own, you know. So you could also do a probiotic with him, because he's got a little bit of yeast going on, so that's where that separation is. So do you take any probiotics yourself?
No.
Because you can go to like Sprouts, you're going to get these, or Whole Foods, and you get PB8, that's a human one. And a lot of dogs like yogurt, and they don't digest it, so he would get like a half a capsule for 30 days kind of thing.
Okay.
So, and that would kind of help with that separation thing.
Oh, interesting.
So, it's because they just start feeling the acid going, oh, well, okay, you're going to be away and I can't go to the refrigerator, so now what do I do with myself? So that's where the probiotic helps that a little bit. So yeah. And he's like, okay, if she's going to keep me, I guess, but he's still going to thaw out for a while. I mean, that's where I think this is.
Oh, he's got lots of emotional baggage.
Yeah.
I have a puppy. What does he think of the
What's
puppy?
that one's name?
Peaches.
Thank you.
Okay.
Peaches, Dalmatian.
Oh. Well, he said that's the polar opposite. It's like Goldie Hawn on steroids. It's happy. You know, she's like, oh, this is great. Life is great. Everything's wonderful. And he's like, okay. He just steps back and she's just flying past him. But that's the power of the pack, right? That's just what it's going to make it feel so much better.
That's why he's in my house.
Yeah. No, totally.
Oh, what happened to his teeth?
Well, I think there were times where he said we didn't get enough food, so we kind of chewed on things. I also see him chewing on like chain link wire because he was so anxious and he had an ulcer. So that's where some of that came from. Ate some rocks because his stomach was bothering him. So it doesn't bother him now. Whatever's left, he said I can use. He can chew this food. So So he said, I've never really been around animals this big before. It's very interesting. He's like, they're just all standing here. He's like, they're not running around. He said, it's kind of wild. So.
What can I do with the German Shepherd that I have? I took him to the vet, and he freaked out at home.
Well, you might just have to take him with for a little while. I mean, I think it's almost too soon to really ask him to be that calm. I'm hoping that eventually this will kick in. You could also do valerian root, but right now, that was his reality, the one dog and him.
Yes.
And then when the one dog got dead, he's like, that's going to happen
He
to
got
me.
killed, the other dog?
Yeah, the other dog got laid out. I mean,
I wasn't sure what you were reading.
No, I didn't want to be graphic, but it was bad. Those two dogs jumped in. As soon as that one dog yelped,
Yep,
they
it's the
jumped
pack.
in. One ripped his throat out. I mean, it was a gory, bloody mess. That's why he's so shut down. It's one thing when a dog does it in a warrior position, like a squirrel come up and goes,
Right.
And they just shake him and be done. This was a battlefield. It was bad. And that's why he was just like,
Was it dogs that he lived with on the...
no, he said there were two dogs that used to run up and down the neighborhood past this facility, and they managed to get into the gate and take his buddy out. And he said, a couple of times I would stand them down and they would leave, but his buddy just yelped out for some reason, and that was the kiss of death right there. So it was just like a game. Punks.
It's a pack
So,
mentality.
yeah,
Get out.
Yeah.
The weak, get out.
Yeah. So
Do you have any questions, Liv, for her?
I was just worried about his teeth.
yeah. So far, there's one that has a little bit of a crack, and I used to do the dental, but it doesn't bother him. The root's not that exposed.
Yeah, I wanted to know kind of like how he lost it.
Yeah, they were chewing rocks and that kind of stuff because they just left dry food out there. Yeah.
I'm not a different person that did that.
Oh no. I'm sure they're even when they're really chewing
Yes, they
on-
are.
Yeah, when they're really chewing on rocks and stuff, they can get that even. So yeah.
What's
What-
his thing on men?
He said I only had one guy that just ran this facility, and he goes, they were kind of left to their own defenses to guard a property. That was it. And so, and one guy was a little gruff to him, but he said I just stood back and let him do his thing. And so yeah. Actually, he thinks you've helped him. 'Cause
Say-
you're pretty calm about him. So
You've helped him?
yeah.
Oh, Tony has helped
Yeah,
him?
Yeah, because his energy's kind of balanced and
Very.
he's okay with horses and he might be that way with like a lady police officer. If she showed up here, he'd probably get very agitated, like, oh wow, because she's on her masculine side. I'm going to tell him what to do because they see us as energy, not really man, female kind of thing. So, oh my goodness.
He's the sweetest dog.
Yeah. Well, he was made to be mean. The old mindset was you get the mean to, a good guard dog does it for the fun of it. Dogs on cops, they do it for the fun of it. It's a game. Then there's the old school, we use a shock collar and you make them mean. Thankfully, they didn't use a shock collar on him. The other dog was really more the protector. He was just like the wingman. And he said, I look ominous. I just wasn't really ominous. But once that one got taken out, he's like, well, okay, I don't have my buddy here anymore. So I'm by myself. So.
Does he want anything?
No, he just wants peace, and he's getting that at your house. So,
Yep.
well, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. You'll be a whole nother dude when I see you the next time. He'll be like, hey, I'm happy and life is good. And I won't.
He's come out of his shell
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
already.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. So,
He's a good boy.
okay, well, you've been very patient waiting, so.
You started
And how was
standing
Vinny? He said he felt pretty good going out